رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. We have, when we talk about the stress that we go through, there are two types of them. One kind of stress we have is physical stress. When you are hungry, when you are, let's say, walking, you are doing some exercise, or you're going somewhere, you feel this physical exhaustion. And you become very stressful, so you need to take rest. You need to, lie down, you need to take a nap. And different people, they deal with this in different ways. And then you have another kind of stress, which is emotional, psychological. People give you, for no reason, stress. People say things that are hurtful, for example, or something that is bothering you. For example, losing your job. Or the stress could be fearing that you might have a disease. So there are a lot of ways we get mentally very stressful. Stress can also come from people bullying us, So these things can be so bad that even in science, they say that if you're too stressful, the body will release cortisol, like a kind of like a hormone that would be released because of too much stress. The stress that most of the time happens to us, the emotional overburden, the emotional pain, the psychological stress is much worse, according to some people, than your physical stress. Musa alayhi salam, he came to Fir'aun and he tried to convince him. He gave him da'wah, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he instructed Musa alayhi salam, go and talk to him qawlan layyinan la'allakum aw yakhsha aw tazakka aw yakhsha, that maybe he will be fearful of us, maybe he will be reminded, and maybe he will come back to the straight path. He tried to do this for many, many years. And Allah Azza wa Jal actually sent down ayat, for example, the frog, the flood, the blood, and also so many things, to convince Fir'aun that what he was doing was wrong, that he needs to believe in Allah Azza wa Jal and follow Musa alayhi salam. After many, many years, Fir'aun, when he rejected the da'wah of Musa alayhi salam, one night he decided to flee with the people of Bani Israel. And Fir'aun did not know all of these things. Fir'aun's intelligence, they are not able to catch up with the planning of Musa alayhi salam, that one night they will flee. Musa alayhi salam will flee with the children of Bani Israel. And so Musa alayhi salam, he took on this journey with the people of Bani Israel in the middle of the night, and it was physically very, very stressful. At that time, he was not getting a ride from Duffy taxi or a bus, Winnipeg City bus, or he wasn't getting a ride from his friends. Nobody was there, and at that time, the only way you can really travel is by foot. So you have to walk. So he walked and walked and walked with the people of Bani Israel, and they came to this ocean, the sea, only to find out that there is no way out after this. So he was already physically very, very stressful, like it was, boggling him down. On top of that, now he's facing another kind of stress, which is mental or psychological stress. That Fir'aun, he found out Fir'aun is following him. Because when Fir'aun understood that Musa alayhi salam, he left with his people, he called his military and he said to them, let's catch up, let's follow these people and let's capture them, bring them back. So Musa alayhi salam now finds out that Fir'aun is following him, and people are also talking against Musa alayhi salam at this point, because they thought Musa alayhi salam would be able to rescue them from the oppression of Pharaoh, but now they are seeing that they are going to die. Quite interestingly, when Allah Azza wa Jal quoted these people, we find that these people, the people of Bani Israel, they said, "Qala inna la mudrakun," that we indeed will be drowned. In other words, what we find from this statement is that these people would rather die and drown in the ocean than to go back to Pharaoh. Because under Pharaoh, the oppression was such that they preferred death. So they said, "We are gonna die in the ocean, in the sea," and that's really all we see right now. So Musa alayhi salam, he was under tremendous mental pressure. But at that pivotal moment, the taqwa of Musa alayhi salam kicked in. And this is the point of this khutbah. Musa alayhi salam, Allah Azza wa Jal promised him that I will be with you, I will help you. And Musa alayhi salam, because of his taqwa, he understood that that promise will come true. And he said that, "Qala kalla inna ma'iya rabbi sayahdin." That no, whatever you guys are talking about, that will be drowned, will be captured by Pharaoh, this is what you are seeing, but I'm seeing something different. Because when you develop taqwa, the consciousness of Allah Azza wa Jal in your heart, you have another vision. You have another pair of eyes that can see things that normally people would not be able to see. This is what taqwa does. You cannot imagine what this person is able to see, understand, and how can he use his wisdom if you do not have that level of taqwa. So Musa alayhi salam said, "No, don't worry about this thing. Allah is with me and He is going to save us." So he was seeing something completely different than the sea and what was behind him, the Pharaoh, the army of Pharaoh. Taqwa, dear brothers and sisters, Allah promised Himself in the Quran, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if you have taqwa, then Allah will provide for you from sources you have never imagined, and He will find a way out from any kind of difficulty. This is what taqwa does. So the point of this khutbah is really to go back to the ayat in the Quran about Ramadan, Siyam. Kutiba alaykum siyam kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the Siyam, fasting, was prescribed to people before you. It is prescribed to you so that la'allakum tattaqun, so that you have taqwa, God consciousness. We will face our sea. We will face our Pharaoh in our life. We will face different challenges. Many things will happen, whether it is in the form of losing our health. Some of us may even die before the next Ramadan would come. Some people will lose their job, their business. Maybe some people will lose the whole family. We do not know. But this month, it's supposed to prepare us for those challenges. Because when you have taqwa, when you go to the month of Ramadan, la'allakum tattaqun, if you have taqwa, then you will see things that your family members will not see. Just like Musa alayhi salam saw what these people did not see. So the point here is that the month of Ramadan came to us. We should have installed that software of taqwa in our heart. It's not on our phone. You cannot find an app for taqwa on your phone. But that app, that software has to be installed in our heart. Because once we have that, then it is easy for us to face any difficult situation, any moment, any bad moment, any adversaries. Whatever it is, we are supposed to be dealing with it with the hope and fear of Allah that Allah will take care of us. And obviously with that comes sabr and so many other qualities. Because Ramadan doesn't only teach you how to be God conscious, it also teaches you how to have patience. Right now we are not eating food, sitting in the masjid, coming to the masjid, praying. So we have to have sabr. Ramadan is teaching us that in this month. So we hope that inshallah we will achieve taqwa. And this is our goal. This is what the Quran is asking us to have. If you do not have the taqwa, if you did not develop anything in your heart, then, dear brothers and sisters, this whole month all you did really was staying away from food and drink and from your wife and nothing else. So we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to accept our fasting and instill in our heart taqwa for His sake. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to forgive us our sins. Astaghfirullah innahu al-ghafurur rahim fastaghfiruh. Bismillah, salatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Inshallah, we'll conclude here by making dua for ourselves. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to accept our qiyam, our siyam. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to give us taqwa. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to make it easy for us to face challenges. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to forgive us for our shortcomings. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to forgive us our sins. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to grant us Jannah. Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-Jannah. Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-Jannah. Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-Jannah. Wa a'udhu bika minan nar. Allahumma ajinna minan nar. Allahumma ajinna minan nar. Allahumma ajinna minan nar. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار يا غفور يا رحيم اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عني اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون وأقيموا الصلاة